a good rapid fire speech, Satyaprasad Garu. Anyway, for all the Department of Revenue from Andhra Pradesh, my friend, colleague, and most lovable person, Sri Anagani Satyaprasad Garu, Minister of Revenue, and all the hardworking department people, Ms. G. Jayalakshmi Garu, Special Chief Secretary, and then Prabhakar Reddy Garu, and my constituency MLA, Sri Ramajanel Garu, and my wonderful Department of Land Records Secretary and Joint Secretary, Sri Manoj Joshi ji and Kunal Satyarthi ji, and for all the distinguished and accomplished officers that came from across the India, including 31 states and union territories, 5 centers of excellence, and Survey of India people, and MP State Electric Development Corporation, who involved in developing the software, and all the state officials, all of you, a very warm welcome, and thank you for taking the pain to come all the way to the Guntur. I hope Guntur has been treating you well, because this is a very warm place. Not only warm, it's quite burning with chilies around here. So I hope you will get to enjoy some delicious food, and this conference will be successful to you. And it gives me even more happiness because, Guntur has been quite neglected for a long time, and having such a high quality national conference in Guntur gives me a personal satisfaction. So when it comes to this conference, as you all know, land is not just a physical asset in India. It is a symbol of identity, security, and dignity. More than 90% of the people, the land and property is the single most valuable asset. However, still inaccurate or outdated land records have long been the root cause of widespread disputes, delays in development, and denial of justice. And if you look at it in the entire civil court structure, around 2/3, more than 60-70% of disputes are related to land. Even in apex courts, like Honorable Supreme Court, 1 in 4 cases are related to land disputes. Even as an MP, when I do grievances in my own constituency, majority of the complaints come to me for similar reasons. So these statistics do represent what's happening at the ground. I don't know how many of you know who I am, but I was in US for 25 years. I went to US in year 2000. I bought my first house in year 2005 there. So the process was, I chose a realtor who showed me several houses. I picked a house. We're going to buy this house. And some price was set. Then he told me, sir, today there will be a date, we are going to close the house. He gave me a date. Then he said, okay, what all do I have to do? Because I remember the registration process of India. Where do I have to come? How much time I have to spend? What are all the things I need to do? He said, no, you don't have to do anything. You just stay between 11 and 12 at your house. This is what they told me. So 11 o'clock, 3-4 people came, a title company, a government official, and my realtor. They handed me 10 papers to sign, one for insurance and all these that I verified the house is in good condition, all that stuff. I signed in 5 minutes. They asked the check. I gave the check. They gave me the keys. The entire process happened in less than 15 minutes for me. I was literally shocked. How can this whole system can work like this? But the idea, I mean, why can't we do these things in India, right? And obviously, India has progressed quite a bit since that time. And with visionary leaders like Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, or my cabinet minister, who has done an exceptional job in Madhya Pradesh, land records, digitization. And we are giving the technology to the world. And we have some of the brightest minds in this room. I mean, brightest minds, you are all the IAS officers, all the people that have worked so hard to get into these positions. Everybody is there. The only thing that's missing here and there is the political willpower that we want to do it and we want to make it 100%. So, as they have said, there are several components. We have done a good job in right of records. More than 90% has been completed. The survey and resurvey is the main thing that's pending. As Kunalji has mentioned, these were done 100 years ago, right? British 1880 and 1915. And some states like Northeastern and Union Territories, there were never original cadastral surveys. And I understand there are some issues. When you try to do it, there are a lot of manpower issues, administrative issues, and you have to deal with all the disputes, and you have to have a mechanism to resolve them in a quickly, time manner. So these are all the issues. We understand that. But the government is central government. That is why the central government has taken this initiative. States have to spend zero amount of money. We're giving all the money to perform the activities. And it's probably, there are very few situations where an incentive is given for doing the job what you are supposed to do. How many programs does that? And we must appreciate the government of India, whether, finance ministry, Modi ji, or my department people, to come up with these great ideas and doing it in a positive reinforcement manner. So there is no reason, in my view, that we should not be able to complete this in a timely manner. Now the technology is even more accurate. The Andhra Pradesh has given me, in a presentation, I looked at it, less than 1% variation. And the cost is less than 10% compared to the historical way we used to do by using the latest technologies. So I hope, and if you look at Andhra Pradesh, we came 10 months back into the government. We noticed that this program exists in rural development. So I talked to all of our people, and they were able to do quite a few villages, more than 6,000 villages within within 1 year. And they draw close to 300 to 400 crores incentive package. I mean, it's a free money in my view. So I hope and I wish you would do that. And then the Naksha program. So not only the rural, Naksha is being done on a pilot process. As you all know, the urban land records is another major issue. Urban land prices are increasing. There is a vertical rise of buildings, apartments, so it is creating even more problems. And for financial planning of the municipalities, revenue generation is an important aspect. So the urban land records are also extremely important, and it has its own incentive package. I hope you also take that into consideration and participate in these, whatever pilot programs that we are doing, and hopefully once that is successful, we will be able to deploy across every major city. So with this, I don't have to explain you the importance of these land records. As everyone has said, banks can confidently extend credit, businesses can invest with certainty, and farmers can get agricultural support. And these are extremely important for small and marginalized farmers, tribal communities, and rural women. For them, clear land titles are not just a luxury, they're essential. And the reason we have taken this entire program is to bring the awareness so that each one can learn the best practices from the others, find some creative solutions, and execute. From my part, even I am writing letters to most of the chief ministers so that there is this program available and make use of it. And I hope with all these efforts, let's build a nation that is no longer a source of confusion and conflict, but of trust, security, and prosperity. The journey from Bhu Vivad to Bhu Vishwas begins with us, and the time to walk that path is now. And finally, I wanted to say one thing about my state. Now you have come to Guntur. This is a 100, 200-year-old place, but we are building a magnificent capital just within the vicinity. And this capital is going to be nothing like anything else in India. It will be most beautiful, with a lot of greenery, wide spaces, everything under the ducts, developed by international architects and being executed rapidly. And this is all being done by a visionary, an inspirational leader, and my respected Chief Minister, Honorable Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu. And I hope when we do this program next time, we will be able to host you there. And even if you go and visit that place, as of today, actually 2-3 months back, I went to that place. When we were supposed to build this capital in the last 5 years, but we did not have the mandate, public mandate. We sat in an opposition, but the work was started between 2014 and 19. There were 3 universities that were built. If any of you see them, you wouldn't believe that you are in India. There are a couple of those are actually better than the universities in America. And I'm not kidding. If you get a chance, go and see. But once this beautiful architectural masterpiece is done, you will be delighted. And I would welcome for all of you to come and visit again. Once again, thank you all so much for being here. And once again, thank you for my department for making this possible here. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite Dr.
చూసారు కదండి. మరి ఈ వీడియో కనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే ఒక లైక్ కొట్టేసి మీ అభిప్రాయాన్ని కూడా కామెంట్ బాక్స్లో తెలియజేస్తూ ఇలాంటి ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ అప్డేట్స్ కోసం మా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి.